your why has to be 7 levels deep. Why do you want to do it? And whatever that answer is, why is that important? And whatever that answer is, why, and what is that going to do for you? Whatever that answer is, by the time you get 7 levels deep, you're going to understand your true why. And you want to make sure that that why is bigger than the current circumstance that you're in right now. Small businesses employ 57 million workers. Almost 60 million people in the US, or 47.3% of the country workers, get their paychecks from small businesses. And this is according to the Small Business Administration, right? Now, this is the reason why they're putting so much money into the small business community right now. Of course, unfortunately, sometimes the communication between what they're doing and the small businesses, there's a whole gap that's there, right? People don't know, like you don't know that these are opportunities. Many of you didn't even know that you can land a government as a client. Many of you didn't even know that the government buys what you sell and that they buy it in bulk, right? And so there's definitely a gap, but what the SBA, Small Business Administration, and the government is saying is that you guys are such gems, right? And I hope that you understand that your business has tremendous value, but I also want you to understand that your business is not for you. When I say that to mean your business is designed to serve such a great purpose in the world where you're going to make an imprint, right? But once you understand how to turn your business into a wealth vehicle, your imprint is going to go so deep across generations and across regions and across, territory and lines and across states as a small business. And that's so important because you're going to be the ones to create jobs and continue to write paychecks for people and to help them. And so that is the whole purpose of government contracting, how it all works. That's how you have people like Elon Musk that's jumped into government contracting. Jeff Bezos, Uber, Lyft, like all of these successful 500 Fortune companies, they are doing government contracts, and you can do it too. This is the only thing that I've ever seen and have ever discovered where an average everyday person like myself, like yourself, can actually get involved and generate and secure millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars without working harder. This is the only thing that I've seen. And it's so amazing that in order to solve problems, like when you become a problem solver, but in order to solve any problem in your life, the one thing that we all need is more money. And I remember, so I grew up in a church, and I know that there's a couple pastors here that are progressive thinkers, right? So it's different, but I grew up in a church, and I remember learning that having more money was bad and that you're not supposed to have all these riches and wealth, and you're not supposed to be thinking about prosperity. And I remember Joel Osteen. So he's a pastor. He's a prosperity pastor. And I remember when they pretty much ostracized him because he started teaching prosperity in the church across the pulpit, teaching people how to create wealth and how to think like successful people, thinking it was crazy because it was a battle between traditional church and progressive churches. But when we go back to all of the scriptures that I've been sharing throughout the week, all it talks about is abundance. Be fruitful and multiply. I come that you may have life and have it more abundantly, right? People beget this and sow the seed and reap the harvest. Like everything in the Bible talks about prosperity. So that lets us know that prosperity is not only your birthright, but it's your God-given like duty to prosper. That's what it is. It's your God-given duty. You were born to be prosperous. Unfortunately, there's things and programs and miseducation and all those different things that have reversed that script and reversed what we believe is possible, that's keeping the people oppressed. Well, because of those things and that oppression, it's this knowledge that we're giving you, this knowledge that's going to set you free. This knowledge, when you act upon these things and you actually do it, I'm not talking about do it halfway. I'm talking about you actually make the full commitment that this is what you're going to do to grow and thrive and to bring all this crazy money. And I'm talking about money. Some people are afraid to talk about it. I'm not, because money can change your zip code. Like, I don't know about you, but I remember growing up in areas where it's like drive-by shootings on the block. Like, what's going on here, right? But this is the type of stuff that happens. Well, in order for me to have changed that zip code, I needed to find a way to create generational wealth for myself so that I'm able to move and afford. In America, it's expensive to live in certain places, right? To afford that. And the government contracting piece has allowed me the ability to do that. So now we don't have that type of stuff where we live. And I don't have to worry about, is there a bullet that's going to come through the wall? Because that literally happened one time. My son, who just turned 18 2 weeks ago, he was like 6 years old and there was a shooting outside. And I didn't even know that the bullet had came through his bedroom wall. And his bed was like this high and the bullet was right here. What if he would have been sitting up in the bed? Like, that stuff is so scary. And so I needed to do this. So I don't know about what circumstances you're in, what situation you're in, but in order to make this work, you have to understand your purpose and your why, right? Why do you want to do government contract? And I remember learning years ago, someone said, your why has to be 7 levels deep. Why do you want to do it? And whatever that answer is, why is that important? And whatever that answer is, why, and what is that going to do for you? Whatever that answer is, by the time you get 7 levels deep, you're going to understand your true why. And you want to make sure that that why is bigger than the current circumstance that you're in right now. Your why has to be bigger. And the reason why I say that is because this is not a cakewalk. It's not. It's not going to be a cakewalk. Like, there's already, like we've been talking about disruption. Disruption always follows intention. So as soon as you make the intention that, yes, I'm getting ready to break generational curses. Yes, I'm getting ready to go ahead and create generational wealth. Yes, I'm getting ready to take my $1 million business to 10 million and 100 million from there. Yes, I'm getting ready to take my under 6-figure business to 6 figures or multiple 6 figures or $1 million, whatever it is. As soon as you get ready to do that, hopefully this is not a cuss word. All hell is going to break loose, right? It will, right? And you have to be prepared for that. But if your why is bigger than your circumstance, then you're going to be able to have the laser focus that's required for you to stay the mark and to keep doing the work.